Macca's Reviews.
Hey guys, Macca here, and this is my review of Metro Last Light. Metro Last Light is a brand new game released in mid-May of 2013 for the Xbox 360, PS3, and Steam. This is the highly anticipated sequel to Metro 2033, which was originally released in early 2010. The game is developed by 4A Games out of Ukraine and published by Deep Silver under Koch Media, and has been a long time in the making because of various delays as well as the closure of THQ, which was the original publisher. Metro Last Light does loosely continue the story of Metro 2033, but those who may be unfamiliar with the franchise shouldn't shy away, as it does a good job of introducing everything at a good pace unless you select the hardest difficulty. Players take control of a character named Artyom in the near post-apocalyptic future. Not much information is given about the main character, but we slowly learn more as we progress. In the game, mankind is struggling to survive beneath the radiation-filled surface of the Earth using the underground metro in Moscow as a safe haven. Those who have been affected by the radiation have become mutants and have set out to kill the remaining survivors. Now, each individual metro station has a separate group of inhabitants, and these groups are competing for resources on their own instead of sticking together. Because of the circumstances, money has no actual value in this game. Instead, military-grade bullets make the return as the main currency. Use them to buy guns, upgrades, or attachments, and use them as actual ammo if you're desperate. Guns can be customized, each having its own unique capability and drawback. Another thing to like about Metro Last Light is that it leaves the decision of how to play up to the players. You can choose to play stealthily by unscrewing light bulbs, sneaking around enemies, or you can go in guns blazing, shooting people up. It is important to note that the game has no multiplayer, and with a 10 to 12 hour campaign with not much replayability, some players might see this as a problem. Ranger mode does make a return to change up the game on your second time around, as well as make it a little harder, but it has been reserved for pre-orders and for those who want to put out an extra $5 on DLC. They've also included achievements and trophies as well as collectibles to add some extra incentives for those looking for more. Also, it might be worth mentioning that there have been some small hints the developers have been given out that multiplayer and additional content might be coming as future DLC. The game does a good job with the dialogue, voice acting, and storytelling, and makes clear and concise attempts at explaining as much as possible while still being able to maintain a serious tone. Characters are unique and have personality, so you'll find yourself quickly forming bonds with them. And the story starts off a little slow, but picks up with the violent scenes that you didn't see coming. The graphics are well done, although they're not amazing. Where the game really does well is with the lighting and the atmosphere. Both of these elements are really well done and play a huge role in player immersion. I liked the dark atmosphere and thought it was one of the most unique aspects of the game, setting it apart from any other shooter. The sound design is pretty basic in this game, to be completely honest, and nothing really sets itself apart or becomes noticeable, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The ambience is still there and the guns sound how you want them to sound, but there's nothing really extravagant about them. So it's no secret that Metro Last Light is a unique game, although it's not a perfect game. Even with some of the open-ended missions, the game is still relatively linear. I personally didn't mind it, as I could tell the developers were trying to tell a story and involve players in it, but some people may see it as a problem. Next, the controls are a little clunky. This is the one thing that really stood out in my mind, as I found a lot of different actions all tied to the same buttons. I also encountered a few audio glitches during the game where multiple lines of dialogue would trigger and play at the same time, as well as weird echoes and not so great lip syncing. Lastly, I had a few glitches with dead bodies getting stuck in weird positions and my shadows not really loading in properly. In the end, 4A Games was able to develop a great and vastly improved predecessor to Metro 2033, and fans of the franchise, as well as players looking for a unique story-driven game, should really take a look. If I were to score it, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, although I still highly suggest it to any players that could enjoy the dark nature of this game. Thanks for watching. As always, I do provide extra gaming content. Check out my channel for more, and I'll see you guys around.